Colorado's governor won't say if he's about to turn over Tina Peters from a state prison to her friends in the Trump administration. Republican election clerks are begging him not to do it.
Yeah, I think it is a slap in our face if that does happen.
The impact of Denver's employee furloughs are straight garbage. If people aren't paying attention, the trash won't get picked up. An extreme case calls attention to the challenge of getting street food vendors licensed.
It's a huge challenge for the city.
And we go in search of our neighbor's good news at a scene that's a sign of the season tonight on Next. Colorado's governor will not say if he'll free Tina Peters from state custody under threats and pressure from the Trump administration. Peters famously tampered with election systems in Colorado in a failed search for evidence of Trump's election rigging claims. Now, the disgraced former election clerk's counterparts, the people who run elections across Colorado, majority of them Republicans, are urging Polis not to cave to Trump and release her. Our Mark Salinger has that.
This letter is addressed to the one person with the most power to free Tina Peters, Democratic Governor Jared Polis. The Colorado County Clerks Association is pleading with the governor to not transfer the convicted election conspiracy theorist to federal custody. If he does, it could clear the way for her release by the Trump administration.
Yeah, I think it is a slap in our face if that does happen.
Carly Koppus is the Republican Weld County Clerk. Pam Bacon is the Republican Clerk in Logan County.
Tina broke her oath of office and compromised the security and integrity of one of the greatest rights as an American citizen.
They want to meet with the governor to share with him the impact Peters' decisions have had on them.
I have had multiple threats against myself. I've had to endure a lot of harassment out in the public throughout the whole entire state because I have decided to stand up and say what is right.
We've seen staff and clerks quit, and I feel this is going to make it worse, to be honest. We've already had some clerks that have expressed that they just don't know if they can run again.
In October of 2024, Tina Peters stood at her sentencing defiant and showing no regret. The judge did not mince words.
There are many things in my mind that are crystal clear about this case. You are no hero, you abused your position, and you're a charlatan who used and is still using your prior position in office to peddle a snake oil that's been proven to be junk time and time again.
She was sentenced to 9 years in prison. Then Donald Trump was elected president.
They should let her go. Let her out.
But he's repeatedly threatened harsh measures on Colorado if she's not released. He's called Peters a hostage. Earlier this month, the Trump administration sent a notice to the Colorado Department of Corrections pressuring that Peters be moved out of state custody.
It's a state charge, so it's hard to do anything with, but we're gonna do something.
Trump and supporters of Peters have increased their pressure. Now it's in the hands of the governor to decide if he wants to stand behind Peters and Trump or the county clerks that serve Colorado.
It also sends a message to his other clerk and recorders who have had the courage and the integrity to stand firm that doesn't matter, that we're not important. And I think that's very sad if that's the message that ends up being sent.
Governor's office told me today that they received the letter from the county clerks and they're reviewing it. They said no decision has been made on whether the governor will do whatever he chooses to do, and there is no timeline for when he'll make that decision. Tina Peters' team posted on social media today that she's been moved to solitary confinement though the State Department of Corrections, though, will not confirm that.
So I remember, Mark, when we had these conversations with the governor about the idea of would he pardon her? He was under pressure from Trump and others to pardon her.
Right.
It was silent, 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 and then he came out and he goes, well, of course I'm not going to pardon her. I'd never do that. And it was like, well, bro, you were silent for like 2 weeks, and people wondered about it.
And then, we don't know what's going to happen, but next week everybody's going to be looking the other way at, Thanksgiving dinner. We'll see what happens if there's any news in the next couple of days after he received that letter.
There's a lot of pressure right now from the right wing to find a way to turn her loose. If Polis does it, all hell's going to break loose in the left in Colorado because folks are fired up about it. And those clerks you talked to, we should mention, Republicans.
They're
not
both
lefties.
Republicans,
Yeah.
and they say this isn't about politics or which party you are. This is about doing the right thing.
All right, well, watch and see. Even on Thanksgiving week, there are journalists working in this state. We will be working.
We'll
Mark,
be here.
Thank you. Colorado's first in the nation attempt at regulating AI could soon face some challenges from the feds. NBC News reports President Trump's drafting an executive order to pressure states into dropping their regulations on the AI industry. The Democrats who run the Colorado State Legislature passed a bill last year making companies liable for discrimination in the AI software they use. Some centrist Democrats and Governor Polis have pushed the start date for those rules back to mid-2026. They want to tweak them. They're worried that the restrictions will drive AI companies out of the state. The Trump administration has been trying to block states from passing their own restrictions. The feds say there needs to be one consistent federal standard. NBC got a hold of a draft executive order that directed the Justice Department to challenge the state AI laws in court and would also have federal agencies withhold federal broadband funding from states that have their own AI laws. Trash pandas in Denver will be feasting next week. The combination of Thanksgiving and the Black Friday furlough for city workers means that trash collection is going to be moved up a day for everyone. Typically, it moves back a day for a holiday. Not this time. You missed the memo. You put your trash out on the normal day. It is going to sit there for a week smelling all trashy and such, like a buffet for the trash pandas. So if your trash gets picked up in Denver Monday or Tuesday, you got to get it out Monday morning. If your trash day is normally Wednesday, have it out Tuesday. Thursday trash pickup needs to be out Wednesday morning. Denver is not going to collect recycling or compost next week, so they can focus on just the trash.
We would have absolutely put the trash out on Friday and then wondered, and I guarantee you our whole block would have too, and wondered what happened, and then probably just kept them out and waited.
Well, thank goodness for the local news, huh? Recycling is already an every other week pickup in Denver right now, so all customers will have to hold on to recycling for an extra week because of next week's unusual schedule. You may recall Denver Mayor Mike Johnston promised no changes to trash pickup in the 2026 budget. Next week's furlough and these changes are part of the cuts in the 2025 budget. That viral video of a public health inspector in Denver pouring bleach into a street vendor's food to shut him down really cranked up America's outrage industry, even made it to TMZ. That was before we reported here that this particular vendor has been operating without a license, ignoring shutdown orders over unsafe food in Denver, Jeffco, El Paso County, Aurora. Our Spencer Soysher looks beyond the one taco stand that got internet famous to the broader challenge of food safety inspections on moving targets.
The people writing on the social media posts of the taco stand at the center of this week's viral video are asking a basic question. Where are you?
Oh, we've been able to find a lot of places on, Facebook or Instagram or their TikTok.
Like you'd expect, Denver's health department says it can be difficult to do inspections for a business you can't find.
Certain places that do, in order for them to have people come to their stand, they need to advertise and say where they are. And so, we also can use that information to show up.
While some of the businesses may be operating without a license, Denver's health department says it's more interested in the safety aspect. They say they often get tips from other businesses or customers.
We ultimately just want to make sure that it's safe and that your customers, want to come back.
So determining which ones are licensed and which ones are not can be very difficult, especially if they're mobile.
Denver's newly named Department of Licensing and Consumer Protection is in charge of making sure food vendors are licensed. Right now, there are 770 licensed mobile vendors in the city and county. It's usually easier to find them for inspections.
It's not new that there's unlicensed vendors that move around, but what is new is there's been more of them.
Jefferson County says it's been a struggle for them to carry out enforcement too. In the taco stand case, they say they were talking with the state health department and other county health departments to figure out where the stand was. And Denver says the taco stand case was tougher than most.
A lot of the times if we encounter unlicensed vendors, they do want to go through the proper channels. They just aren't, weren't aware of what they were.
The city of Denver knows that some of these businesses are run by immigrants and pointed out that people in the country without documentation can still get a business license. Denver said it doesn't want that to be a barrier to following public health rules that keep people safe, Kyle.
I'm always curious, who's ratting these people out, right? Is it neighborhood Karens? Is it a customer who gets a bad burrito and loses 8 pounds in 2 days? Who is making these calls to say, get them?
Well, they're actually saying they think a lot of these cases are underreported because maybe if you're sick, you don't really want to make the call at the moment. But they appear to think that a lot of these are customers on social media, customers who are calling the health department, but also other businesses who say this is unfair. They're paying taxes, they're getting regulated, and sometimes they're setting up in front of them too, maybe blocking sidewalks in an unsafe way as well.
That's a good point, Spencer. The last thing I want to do if I am in intense gastrointestinal distress is talk to someone about the food, right?
Yeah, I'm going to type while I'm...
No, I don't want to talk about any food. All right, Spencer Sorship, thank you. As you all have relentlessly raised money for food banks across Colorado through your recent Word of Thanks microgiving campaigns, a number of you have asked that we find a way to support the smaller food banks too. We're listening. This week's Word of Thanks microgiving campaign supports the food banks scattered across Arapahoe County. We're doing this in collaboration with the nonprofit Arapahoe County Foundation. Your donations this week will help feed families from Littleton to Inglewood to Aurora, then out the I-70 corridor to Bennett and Deer Trail on the Eastern Plains. From the nonprofit Backpack Society's market for the Littleton Public Schools families to school pantries in Inglewood, Cherry Creek, Sheridan, Aurora. You'll help I-70 street reaches work, delivering food to low-income families in rural areas on the east side of the county. We have set up this week's microgiving campaign so that those small food banks get their donations first, an amount that's appropriate for them, and then if you're really generous, larger amounts of our donations will go to Nourish Meals on Wheels in the suburbs of Arapahoe County. They feed a lot of seniors in need, and also to Village Exchange Center, which feeds thousands of people in Aurora, and Integrated Family Community Services with its no-cost grocery-style market in Inglewood. Your legendary generosity would overwhelm a lot of the smaller food banks that we're helping this week, but this week's campaign is structured to give those smaller nonprofits smaller donation amounts, and then your giving can spill over into those bigger organizations that honestly could use any dollar amount that we can raise to help feed Coloradans. Scan the QR code on your screen or text the word THANKS to 303-871-1491 to get that link to donate. Even $5 helps, and 5 years of pooling your $5 donations has raised $16 million. I will never ask you to give if I don't, so I'll match the first 50 donations of $5 to get us rolling. More than 6,000 of you have signed up to make a monthly donation to the Word of Thanks Fund. You put in your info once, and each month you automatically help all of the nonprofits we feature. That has added nearly $40,000 to recent weekly microgiving campaigns. A church in Colorado is in trouble with the law for housing the homeless. Kind of seems like they're playing the long game, if you know what I mean.
We're going to the Nuggets game tomorrow. Go Nuggets!
Good news indeed. We end the week on a high note as always. The good news of your neighbors takes us home. A Methodist church in Montrose is on notice for the next 2 years. A municipal court told them this week they must stop offering shelter for the homeless or pay a $5,000 fine. We've been telling you about Montrose United Methodist and what's going on there. The church got brought up on municipal charges for allowing people without a place to stay to camp in the church courtyard. This happened after the city strengthened its camping ban last winter. A municipal judge originally sided with the church, then she got fired by Montrose. Our partners at KKCO report the city gave it another go in court this month. Different judge gave them a different result. The church was found guilty on 4 city code violations like storing litter and violating zoning. Yesterday, the judge ordered the church to pay a $1,000 fine and spend the next 2 years on probation. If they violate that probation by being Christians to people, they'll have to pay a $5,000 fine. Let's chat with meteorologist Chris Bianchi. Chris, are you issuing a pie weather alert as we head into the Thanksgiving week?
So we had pie weather today, and we're going to get a little pie weather for Sunday night and Monday morning. But for Thanksgiving itself, I am not issuing a pie weather alert. It's going to be in the 50s for us on Thanksgiving Day itself, Kyle. But you know what? I'll just say this, that my pie of choice, pumpkin pie. What about you? I know it's simple.
That's basic. I know. That's easy. I'm an apple pie guy. I'm also like a chocolate pie guy, like a chocolate cream, or better yet, like any combination of chocolate and peanut butter in a pie. That's not really Thanksgiving, but that is like an anytime pie for me.
Well, apple pie is not really Thanksgiving either.
No, that's a year-round pie. Pecan or pecan, which do you say, and do you eat it?
Pecan, yes.
You say pecan.
Pecan, and I'm not a huge pie person myself. What about you?
Oh, shoot, I'll shovel anything into my mouth. Yeah, okay. All right, well, very good. Sweet potato. I've never had a sweet potato pie in my life. I assume that's is that just like True Value pumpkin pie?
Wait, am I stupid? I've never heard of sweet potato pie before. Is that terrible?
We probably can't get into this right now, but
okay.
Yeah. Sweet potato pie. I'll find one for you. I will.
Pie in the sky.
Pie in the sky.
Pie in the sky. Meantime, let's take a look outside. Again, elite pie making weather for today and pie consuming weather for today as well. We had those clouds around. We only topped out 46 for us in Denver. A few snow showers for us in the mountains right now. Still seeing a little bit of cloud cover for us here across the northeast plains. We'll get some patchy fog up this way here into southern Weld County and in Morgan County later on tonight. Patchy fog north, otherwise we'll clear up those skies. 32 for tonight. Tomorrow, 60 degrees. Get outside, enjoy the sunshine. We'll be looking at light winds as well. Temperatures 10 degrees above average for us across the eastern plains, about 5-ish degrees above average for us here in the mountains. All right, next storm system of note. This is for Sunday and Monday. This spins on in from the south and the west. We'll see some mountain snow for us, some metro area rain showers. We'll get it again. So again, pie weather for us coming up on pie making weather or pie consuming weather Sunday night and Monday morning here across the northeastern part of the state. And we'll see that last into Monday morning as well. But again, we were saying, if you're looking for that kind of cozy, stay inside kind of weather, next week it'll be chilly for us on Tuesday and Wednesday. But look at that, by Thanksgiving, we warm right back up again. We'll be right around the mid-50s for us on Thanksgiving Day itself next Thursday.
If you know of where Crispy and I can get a sweet potato pie in town and not get on a plane to Georgia, please send us a note. We need to know. We're going to try this thing. It is so easy to go out and talk about our neighbors' good news once folks are in the holiday spirit. And friends, that time is here. Hey, a reminder, you can catch Next streaming each night, 6 p.m. on 9 News Plus, and Next is now a podcast wherever you find those. I am reading all of your emails about sweet potato pie, but we must cover other things, and we will return to that later. It's that time of year. A bunch of y'all skipping straight over Thanksgiving like it doesn't exist and going all Christmas on us. I mean, turkey has not even gone in the oven, and already they are lighting up the city and county building for the holidays. That looks hot every year. It just looks great. And the Chris Kindle Market's open at its new spot on the Auraria campus. So, all right, let's do it. Let's go all holiday time. We stopped by the festival in Cherry Creek with our favorite Friday question. What's your good news?
My good news is I just recently had a birthday. I had a lot of friends come out. I had some friends travel from way out of town and celebrate with me. We rented a bull and just had a blast all night and feel really loved and celebrated and supported.
Well, the Cherry Creek Holiday Market is finally open and my family comes in town tomorrow to celebrate Thanksgiving.
Nilla's been a really good girl recently and I got to use my Starbucks cup stopper today, so that was delightful. And it's shaped like a pumpkin.
We're going to the Nuggets game tomorrow. Go Nuggets!
I don't know, it just makes me want to keep spreading positivity to friends and strangers alike, you know, keep the good momentum going.
Celebrate what we're thankful for and get ready for the holidays.
Walking in a winter wonderland.
The problem, Marilyn, is that the pumpkin pie, I think, is bland.
Okay, but you can put whipped cream on top. You can put a little chocolate on there. You said you like chocolate.
The kids in the emails say sweet potato pie is the fix.
Okay.
To the bland pumpkin.
Give that a try.
Thoughts on that next. I'm cracking up at all this pie feedback. Janet says, my grandmother was a famously awful cook. She did only 2 things well: sauerkraut and sweet potato pie. This makes me think that maybe I would be capable of making my own sweet potato pie. I could use your advice on whether that is advisable. Terrence says, I will make you the best sweet potato pie you ever had. Well, you don't need to do that, Terrence, but would you send me the recipe? If you send me the recipe, I will attempt it next week and I will report back. A bunch of you wrote in specifically about Walmart's sweet potato pies. Apparently, Patty LaBelle, bless her, sells sweet potato pies through Walmart. We got that from Margaret and Karen. Our producer Mallory, who knows Southern pies, says the Patty LaBelle sweet potato pie is the best. So what am I doing? Buying it from Walmart, making it myself.